Honesty is Not Contagious, in conjunction with Where's My Whiskey Productions, presents Riverfront. On certain nights, those most familiar with the city occasionally notice an unfamiliar bit of architecture, especially along the river. At night, the skyline changes, sometimes when one is looking right at it. Though many ignore such sights, dismissing them as mere lapses in memory, a few become curious. They feel the need to investigate, if for no other reason than to confirm a gnawing sense of déjà vu. I think I saw it in a dream, that sort of thing. Crossing the river, they hurry inside. The doors are never locked. Into the halls they go in search of some sign of the structure's identity. Around one corner they slip out of sight and are never heard from again. Perhaps the interiors are too maze-like. None can say, since none return. The less adventurous, though, bandy around the blogosphere speculations of every variety. Through the windows they claim to have seen people with featureless faces wandering the halls. Some have seen signs of savages. Others have spied what appeared to be those lost within, running around in wild panic, attempting to break the glass with whatever they can grasp. They never succeed. There are even reports of more spectral entities floating through the corridors. These blogs sometimes share video clips and photos supposedly sent from inside such buildings. Yet none seem to agree on what these structures are or where they come from. I never really believed such stories. There's a lot of sinister rumors about Chicago's Riverfront, so I held on to my doubts until I witnessed something firsthand. One restless night I walked along the river, a route so familiar I could, sometimes did, stroll it in my sleep, well, more accurately in my dreams. Pausing at one point to admire the view, I saw the skyline change before my eyes. I couldn't believe it, but neither could I doubt my own senses. Curious, I hurried over to investigate. About to enter the lobby, I saw a young man come bounding out of a stairwell. The door burst open. He exploded out, arms waving frantically as he ran out screaming. Noticing the exit, he grinned like a condemned person reprieved. "A way out," he shouted. "I found a way out!" Laughing hysterically, he bolted in my direction. Still standing in the doorway, holding it open, I stepped back to allow him through, even though he was several feet away. After all, one does not stand in the way of a cannonball. Then behind him, the stairway door flung open again. Out charged a man with a long beard. His clothes looked like a ragged blend of several decade styles. He ran down the young man, then used a bone tomahawk, a human femur and jawbone held together with cloth, to kill him. I can still hear the thunk of that bone stabbing into flesh. The bearded man ripped open clothes on the corpse and bit off a chunk of shoulder meat before glancing up. Seeing the exit, he stopped mid-chew. Blood dripping down his beard, his eyes started to tear up. Dropping the tomahawk, he staggered towards the door. Openly weeping, he stepped outside. I stood there transfixed in stunned silence. It didn't feel real enough to trigger a reaction, or perhaps the appropriate one just failed to register. His voice barely a whisper, he asked, "What year is it?" Swallowing hard, I replied, 2017. 16 years. He fell to his knees. 16 years. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. It seemed like I should hug him, then run screaming to the nearest cop. Maybe somehow do both at once. Shaking his head, the bearded man got to his feet. No, I can't," he said. "It's been too long. I just can't." With that, he marched back inside. Grabbing the corpse by the ankle, he dragged it into the stairwell. Then I let the door shut and walked away. I went home to wonder what else there is to this city I only think I know.